Here we go. I put a video out earlier today. And as most of you know that watch these videos, the content is kind of sporadic all over the place. Video quality and everything. I just kind of have fun doing it. A lot of the reason is purpose to kind of help people if and where I can. Main reason for the other video was 1 year. 1 year anniversary of getting the our authority MC. Pretty proud of that fact. 1 year. We've been doing it longer than 1 year, but our own numbers 1 year. But anyway, being a little woman, we're pretty proud of that. You know, what we had to do and sacrifice, where we came from to get here. Very proud. We ain't better than anybody else. We just hung in there, I guess. Our finances aren't the greatest. Choices. It's all about choices. And I was talking about that. Another part of that video is a gentleman. He's talking to me about a rebuild on a SB 210. I hope I answered his question all right. I sent him a message back. He messaged me off because of that video I put out. Hope he wasn't loaded. I know that when I had that Volvo, I had an injector cup go out, and it was putting oil into my antifreeze, so hope I helped him out. And then the other thing, kind of the main reason I wanted to follow up with that last video was becoming an owner-operator. If you was a company driver, wanted to make the leap over to owner-op. I got a message about just going straight from company over to getting your own numbers. If you've never really done it and you really don't know all your numbers, I don't advise that. Because if you can't really figure out your numbers, there's guys out here that'll tell you you can't figure in your house bills with your truck bills to figure out your rates, what rate you need. Well, you got one truck, you have to. There's no doubt about it. And then I mentioned in there about doing your research, you know, going from a company driver over to leasing onto a company, a self-dispatch company. I do wholeheartedly recommend that, but where I'd like to add is do your due diligence and research. And researching a company isn't asking the recruiter. Yep, you get the recruiter and you ask him all kinds of questions, but there's a lot of stuff that they're going to leave out, or they're going to tell you what they think you want to hear. They're like those psychics, those palm readers, or a used car salesman. Get on Google. Research them that way. Find their drivers. Talk to them. That's where you're going to get your research. Because they'll tell you, you call the company up and they'll tell you whatever they think you want to hear. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of information that they're going to give you. That's going to be pretty accurate, the terminals, where they run, if they have their own freight, or like in a case like we're talking about, self-dispatch. In a case of a self-dispatch, you're not really concerned about, like in this case, F2F, if they have their own freight, because they do have their own brokerage though. Now, you can be getting, stuff from them. And the reason I keep putting out F2F is they're a pretty versatile company. You can either bring your own trailer, flatbed, reefer, drive-in, and start running. Or you don't have your own trailer, you can rent or lease a drive-in. And when I left, they brought in flatbeds. So you can rent a van or an open deck from them. And another thing that they have is, if you live down in that area, down in the Tennessee, or I think maybe even Georgia area, they got freight where they'll dispatch you. Not real up on it. I didn't have any dealings with it. I didn't really talk to any of the drivers that was on that side of it. But good company. All depends on what you want. There's guys that are on the self-dispatch side that are in Oklahoma, like where we're out of Iowa. I think there's some in Iowa, and I know there's some in Minnesota, and they run all over the country. You'll see they really don't have a terminal. They've got a yard when you go in for orientation. You go to the office, and you can go over there. There's no really sense after orientation that you need to go over there, but I guess you could if you wanted. But yeah, think about it. I think that's about it. Enough of my rambling. You guys have a good one. Just like usual, do all the good stuff. Like, share, and subscribe, by God.